Hello everybody, and welcome back to Random Vids. So it's been, what, like 4 months now since Mario Kart World came out, and it's still a very controversial game. Heck, I still think it's very controversial because there's so many things that Mario Kart World has done right, and there's so many things that Mario Kart World has done wrong. And now since the most recent Nintendo Direct came by, and still no announcement on any DLC for Mario Kart World, what a shame. One thing I forgot, or not forgot, but one thing that I haven't talked about yet in Mario Kart World was the battle track selection. The battle in this Mario Kart honestly sucks. Like, it's the most forgettable thing in Mario Kart World. I forget that battle mode is honestly in this Mario Kart just because of the fact that a lot of the stages that they chose suck. They really do. So, yeah, I don't know what Nintendo was thinking when it came to battle mode, but whatever. So I decided we should rank all 8 of the battle mode tracks from worst to the least worst. I wouldn't even say best. I would say least worst. Yeah, they did a piss poor job on battle mode, that's for dang sure. So let's hope that in the coming DLC we get some sort of upgrade to battle mode like we did for Mario Kart 8. Anyway, with that, let's get to my absolute least favorite battle mode from Mario Kart World, and that would be Moo Moo Meadows. I'm sorry, what? They brung Moo Moo Meadows back as a battle track? You know, that random battle track that was in Mario Kart 8? You know, before the deluxe version came out to fix everything? They brung this back? What? I'm just so flabbergasted to even, say words. Nintendo made the DLC in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe to kind of, fix battle mode. And what does Mario Kart World do? It just tries to go back to that battle mode. Why? It may not be something I minded much as a kid. In fact, I kind of liked it being different, that you could drive around on the tracks. But that was, 10 years ago that I played that? Now, though, it's like, yeah, it honestly is much, much better playing the actual battle tracks on, battle mode. I mean, this game maybe it isn't quite as bad just because there is more people, but the way that they decided to do this is that people can drive through the shortcuts and backgrounds and stuff. I mean, just look at the minimap. Nintendo's trying to be like, hey, look, there's so many different paths you can drive on in Moo Moo Meadows, but in reality, it's just Moo Moo Meadows. How many, there's not a lot of paths you can take, and all the computers are just driving in the shortcuts anyway. Like, there can be some computers or CPUs that are just way in the back, avoiding everybody. It's just so random and chaotic, and it doesn't work at all. I mean, maybe it's a little better than Mario Kart 8's version of this for battle mode, but man, this sucks. I can't believe Nintendo really butchered battle mode again. You would have thought they would have learned their lesson from Mario Kart 8. Oh, but they did! They brought back Big Donuts, so they didn't just add all these tracks, and they brought coin mode back, so it isn't just like one mode or anything. I feel like, to me, that's just Nintendo trying to, tiptoe their way around all the controversies. But honestly, I think they just made the controversies even bigger. Because, okay, Mario Kart 8, that was one game, Nintendo screwed up, they're not going to do it again. Well, they basically did the same thing in this game. They just added one extra mode, and added one retro track to make it seem like, hey, we're not doing the same thing we did in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm sorry if I am talking a lot of, I feel like I say this in all the Mario Kart World videos I do, because I do really like this game. 11 years waiting for a new Mario Kart, and for the most part, it's been worth the, 11 years. And I do like the Mario Kart. It's just that Nintendo chooses to do stuff like this to make people pissed for no reason. Like, why are we getting Moo Moo Meadows again? This one honestly wouldn't even be that bad if it wasn't for the fact that this was already a battle track in Mario Kart 8. It honestly makes me sad to see the way that they treated battle mode in this game. Look at the way that battle mode was ran in Mario Kart DS and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. They were really great. There's just a few tiny little things in both those games that they could have fixed to make, better. But this game, I mean, yeah, if you lose all your balloons, you do get out, so there's that. But in reality, when you get 5 balloons and 3 minutes of battle mode, there's no way in heck you're ever going to lose all your balloons. And if you do, then that was bad luck. You got a bunch, people spamming you, whatnot. That's fine. But when are you ever going to lose all your balloons in, battle mode? With 5 balloons. I just really wish Nintendo actually, A, listened to fans, and B, actually took inspiration from some of their best battle modes. Mario Wii 7's battle mode is better than this garbage. Like, no, why? It's just so disappointing the way Nintendo has treated battle mode in this game. You can definitely tell it was a last-minute thing Nintendo wanted to do. They weren't focused on battle mode. They were focused on the free roam. You can tell easily that's what Nintendo was doing with this. I mean, they even added all the battle tracks in the world to drive around. So, yeah, this doesn't even feel like it should be even the worst, because yeah, you can kind of drive around a bit. It could somewhat be better than, some of the others. But what makes me really mad is you have all these battle tracks. You have to, come on. You have the last one from the N64 you never remade. You have the GBA SNES ones you can bring back. You have Double Dash, you have DS, you have Wii, you have 7, and now you have 8, and you chose to do this one. You brung back Moo Moo Meadows. As a track, it's fun. As a battle track, it sucks. And it still baffles me that Nintendo brung Moo Moo Meadows back. It's ridiculous. Like, it gets me mad. I waited 11 years for this? You know what? I'm just going to go back to Mario 8 Deluxe at this point if I want to play Battle Mode. I've only played Battle Mode like 2 or 3 times, honestly. And I've had this game for 4 months, because I got it right at game launch. But, unfortunately, I just, it sucks. It really sucks the way Nintendo treats Battle Mode. I don't like it. And even those hardcore Mario Kart World fans who, are defending the game, I'm sure they're not the biggest fans of it either. I mean, I'm just lost to words. Like, I can't believe Nintendo waited 11 years just to do this. Bring back Moo Moo Meadows. This was the reason why we had DLC in Mario Kart 8, people. Whoever decided that this was the way battle mode should be in Mario Kart World, honestly, should be fired from Nintendo. Like, if you're seriously gonna bring back Moo Moo Meadows, like, how stupid could you be? And not just Moo Moo Meadows, but there's other tracks in this battle mode that suck. It's just sad, honestly. It's so sad to see how much, the battle has fallen. Look at Mario Kart DS. It was perfect. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that one was perfect too, but I'm sure they got lots of flack from, the original Mario Kart 8. So, it's just so saddening to see the way battle mode is. But battle mode, no one cares about battle mode anymore. And honestly, I don't know. It'd be nice to see Nintendo actually treat their games with respect, or maybe not just that, but treat Nintendo fans with more respect. Like, you think we're gonna pay $80 for this crap? Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It just is so, like, I don't know. I'm lost of words at this point. I'm just sad to see the way that battle mode has fallen. I mean, yeah, we'll probably get DLC. It might get fixed, but it's still. It's like they're trying to go back to the Mario Kart 8 roots. Alright, let's move on. Sorry for the rant, but it's just something that, if we're talking about the battle tracks, then you're definitely going to hear me ranting about them, because this is utter ridiculous and laziness from Nintendo. Come on, I've seen you do better than this. I think you can do better. I just don't think you cared. Well, once you get the flack, I'm sure you will care. Alright, let's move on to number 7, which is Mario Bros. Circuit. I mean, yeah, might as well do Mario Bros. Circuit as a battle track, because that's obviously what everyone wants. Nintendo. Do I need to talk to you like you're babies? Nintendo. People like battle tracks that are designed as battle tracks. People do not like normal tracks as battle tracks. Anyway, it's basically just, it's just Mario Bros. Circuit, but they changed the music, and, music doesn't even fit. It's the Battle Circuit theme from the SNES. I mean, it's a good remix and all, but I mean, this ain't battle court. This ain't any of the battle courses that I predicted. That's for sure. And same with the last one. I didn't even mention that, where Chain Chomp Wheel plays for Moo Moo Meadows. That's another thing Nintendo's trying to get away with. Oh, it's not actual tracks. See, we're changing the music. Like, come on, Nintendo, really? How stupid do you think we are? Ugh. I swear, I could have written this game better than Nintendo did. And I'm not trying to sound like this game is the absolute worst thing ever. It's just that there's so many controversial things about this game. Why do you think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is your most sold Mario Kart game? Alright, well, I don't want to talk too much about which game is better and whatnot. I've already did that in when I, talked about when I ranked my Mario Kart games. But it's just Mario Bros. Circuit, but as a battle track. And there's 24 people now, so, that's obviously better than, doing an actual battle track and just making it a little bigger. That's the problem. That's another big problem. These stages are way too big. So, yeah, this one sucks too. It's honestly even worse than Moo Moo Meadows. The only reason this is better is just because of the fact that Moo Moo Meadows, I guess, is technically sort of a retro track, if you want to say it like that, from Mario Kart 8. Yeah, let's bring back the Mario Kart 8 battle tracks, right? That's obviously what everyone wanted. I can criticize battle mode all day, any hour of the day if I wanted to, until Nintendo fixes this. But I don't want to do that for too long. But basically, it's the same thing that I've been saying. It's lazy, it's stupid, and I can do better. Anyone can do better with these battle tracks. Nintendo themselves can do better. I don't know why they were so lazy with battle mode. So I'm just lost. I'm so lost of words because of how lazy battle mode is. It took you 11 years to create a new Mario Kart game, but apparently those 11 years weren't enough to create a good battle mode. You see where the problem is? All right. Well, let's move on to number 6. Nothing else I gotta say. Number 6, DK Pass. This is not DK Pass, by the way. This is a battle track, and it's not even on the DK Pass track at all. This is just more one of those intermissions. So, yeah, DK Pass apparently is a battle stage now. And, yeah, there's one giant, and I mean giant problem with a lot of the battle tracks in Mario Kart World. They're way too big. Just look at this. Look at the footage. Like, yeah, there's 24 racers. You have to make them a tiny bit bigger, just like they did when they upgraded from 8 to 12. But this is ridiculous. Just look at how, how much open space there is. And worst of all, they let people go out of bounds, so people can be hiding up there. It's just way too big. The song that plays is the Mario Kart DS's battle mode. Honestly, any of the battle tracks, including Tart Top, is better than this ginormous track. Just because the fact that at least those are actually battle tracks. I guess this one, it's not as bad as the other two I talked about. It's like we upgraded from an F- to an F, basically. Yeah, that's basically how I feel about this one. At least it feels more like a battle track opposed to an actual track. But at the same time, they could have done much better. Or heck, maybe make it a little smaller. Why does it have to be so big? I think that's another big problem people have with not just battle mode, but with Mario Kart World. So many parts of Mario Kart World just feel like they're way too big. I understand there's 24 racers, but normally, especially if you're in first place, you're not going to be around all the other racers, so everything just feels way too big. Maybe that's why tracks like Faraway Oasis just feel way too just like bland and nothing. Or even Dandelion Depths, where, there could be more to it, but it's just feels too big. Even great Question Block Ruins, in a way, I have that feeling. But that's a video for another time. Or that's a topic for another time, I mean. Yeah, it's DK Pass, apparently. But, yeah, it's a battle mode track, and it's very below average. Nothing else I gotta say. Let's move on to number 5, which is Salty Speedway. I mean, once again, apparently I guess Nintendo thought that because the cities are bigger, that means they qualify as, battle tracks. No, that's not how it works, Nintendo. No matter how much you may think it does. But We're no dummies. We can tell this is Salty Salty Speedway. I was really determining which stage I wanted to put above between this one or DK Pass, but honestly, I had a little bit more fun with this one than I did with DK Pass, and the scaling is a tiny bit better, and there's a lot more, pathways. You're not just driving kind of like up and down the mountain. When I've played DK Pass, I feel like I'm just driving up and down the mountain each time, but this one at least there's a lot more pathways you can choose from, so that's kind of cool. But once again, the biggest problem with this battle track, like all the others, is it's too big. You're going to hear me saying that for probably my favorite track, or my favorite battle track too. Because honestly, that's just the biggest problem. Nintendo just had it in their heads that because there's 24 racers, that automatically means we gotta stretch the battle tracks out really, or not even attempt to even do battle tracks. We'll just have, the characters play on, the tracks themselves, or the intermissions, whatever works. Heck, let's just fit Big Donut into Bowser's Castle and call it a day. Yeah, Nintendo, it took you 11 years to do this. It's like, come on. This is stupid. Anyway, I mean, it's Salty Salty Speedway. There is a battle track that does kind of remind me of this, but I'm trying to remember which one. It was probably one of the ones from Mario Kart 8. Maybe it's Toad's Harbor that I'm thinking of. I don't know. I will say this track, like I said, is better than the other three we talked about. So I'd probably upgrade this from an F to probably like a D. I don't know if I'd give it a D-. I might. Who knows? It just all depends on the day, how I'm feeling. So this is a bit better than the stuff we talked about. But once again, it's just way too big. And it's a battle. Like, look at the tracks you created in Mario Kart 8. Why can't we have stuff like this? Like, bring back Battle Stadium, for crying out loud. That track would work great with 24 players. It's perfect scaling, and it's not too terribly big like this. At least for this one, there's a lot more closed off areas, so it's not like the computers are going to go all over the place. So you can get players easier, but at the same time, there's better battle tracks. But the big question is this track better than Tart Top from Mario Kart DS? Honestly, I'll say it is better than Tart Top from Mario Kart DS, just because of the fact Tart Top does not have a lot of item boxes. So this is better than Tart Top, but that's the only Mario Kart DS battle track that it is better than. Speaking of which, the music that they play is the Delfino Plaza stage from Mario Kart Wii. I mean, at least it makes sense, unlike Chain Chomp Wheel at Moo Moo Meadows. Yeah, I don't know what the heck they were thinking with that. You can tell they did not care with battle mode. They fit together 8 battle tracks, well, 8 tracks, and qualified them as battle tracks and called it a day. At least I do like the remix too, the Delfino Plaza. Heck, it's arguably better than the original song, because I heard the original song so many times, so the remake actually sounds pretty good in comparison. But yeah, nothing else I gotta say. It's another lazy battle track. Let's move on to number 4, which is Big Donut. So this is the only retro track, apparently, that they brought back. Well, they also brought back Moo Moo Meadows because Nintendo, no, we aren't going to forget what you did in Mario Kart 8 battle mode. Moo Moo Meadows was a track, or a battle track, and they decided to bring it back. So technically that is kind of a retro battle stage as well. But this is the true retro battle stage. Good old Big Donut, a track that already got remade in Mario Kart 7. And here's the problem with Nintendo's retro tracks in this game too. Another controversial thing. You see, this is why this game is, like, in desperate, dying need of DLC, especially for the price, too. You can defend Mario Kart World all you want, but, like, even the true defenders know that this game isn't perfect. I mean, no Mario Kart game is perfect, but look at the last game they did, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's Nintendo's most sold Mario Kart game. You'd think they'd learn. You'd think they'd try to, get stuff from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, not kind of leave it in the dust and pretend that game didn't exist. I swear, Mario Kart Tour gets more recognition in this game than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but it's just a shame. Oh, but we had Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for 11 years. Herpadur, we weren't new. Yeah, but would you rather have an actual good game that runs well, or a very controversial game that it feels like Nintendo rushed on? There you go. Obviously, everyone can have their own opinions, but I know there are certain people who do get really defensive of Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart World just because of the fact that A, probably recency biased, and B, it's not Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Fair enough. I mean, we had Mario Kart 8 for 11 years and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for like 7 years. So yeah, it has definitely overstayed its welcome, but I mean, I would love Mario Kart World better than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe if they would, maybe fix some things. Add more to free roam. Fix the retro tracks. Add more characters. Fix battle mode. Like, just give us more to do. Like, I love Mario Kart. Anyway, I'm not even talking about Big Donut anymore, am I? Once again, the biggest problem with this track, like all the others, it's too big. And personally, I'd take the 7 version over this one because 7's was scaled perfectly. Where this version is just scaled way too big. And I mean, way, way too big for 24 racers. Look how much open space that is. You can drive on top of the walls now. You can, there's so much room. And I don't like that because of the fact that that's not how battle mode is designed. Battle mode isn't designed for you to be able to move around too much. I mean, yeah, obviously you can move around in a lot of spaces, but you shouldn't be moving around this much. But I will say it's better than the other ones we talked about. This one, once again, is another D tier. Another D tier battle stage. Like, this one was almost worse than Salty Speedway just because of the way it got ruined and butchered. But I figured at least this one is a true retro battle stage. So at least, it isn't just some brand new thing. Although Nintendo still found a way to butcher it, I'm not even surprised. Alrighty, let's move on to number 3, which is Peach Stadium. So, honestly, this version of Peach Stadium works better as a battle track than it does an actual track. And I can't believe I did this, but when I originally ranked all the tracks in Mario Kart World, I put Paperclip Stadium somehow above the, the other one. Why did I do that? I don't know. I just thought it was cool that you can drive around with the trains and stuff. But honestly, you're basically driving in a paperclip. It's not that interesting, and it's probably one of the weakest courses in Mario Kart World. Nintendo. I will say this does work better as a battle track, and it's not even the greatest as a battle track either. I mean, yeah, the minimap will fool you and make you think that it's a small battle track, but it's still just way too big. I mean, it's scaled better than the other ones we talked about, but only by a little. I mean, yeah, this is number 3. This gets the bronze medal for me, but I'd still only give it probably like a D tier, maybe a D+. But that's just because, I've seen Nintendo do way better than this. This is just silly. Like, I don't understand what was going through their minds when they made battle mode. I guess the theming is cool. I mean, you're in this neat little building thing with a bunch of trains and everything. That's cool and all. But I can play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Super Bell Subway if I want trains. I'm just so disappointed the way Nintendo treated battle mode. So disappointed. Let's hope, and I mean hope, that in some sort of DLC, Nintendo will learn from their mistakes and fix battle mode. Whether if that's add new tracks, give us more battle options, or even just add more tracks, or give us more there's just not enough options. There's only 2 battle modes. You can't even change the time. It's always 3 minutes. So it's almost like Nintendo knew we wouldn't want 5 minutes on these battle tracks. See, they knew, but obviously no one likes battle mode now, so, I mean, what is there to say? It's just another battle track that Nintendo lazily put in this game, so, yeah, it's my 3rd favorite, but it's honestly, at this point, I should just say, like, my 6th least favorite, or 5th, whatever the heck we're at. Nothing else I gotta say here. It's another battle track. It uses the Mario Stadium song from Mario Kart 8, and that battle track is much better. With that, let's move to number 2, which is Chain Chomp Desert. Yeah, I can't believe this one made it all the way to number 2 either, but looking at all the other battle tracks, I mean, what else would be number 2? Well, let's start with the positives with this track. I will say this track is scaled better than the other tracks we have talked about. It feels like a better size for 24 racers. I don't like how they're having you drive around the backside. once again, you don't need that because look at how ginormous that giant pit is. Yes, the minimap may be trying to fool you down there. Like, oh no, it's perfect size. Look at all those racers. No, it's still too big. It might be better than the other ones we talked about, but it's still just too big. Why can racers go all the way back here? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It defeats the whole purpose of it being, a big giant hole in the middle. If you don't want to get hit, if you don't want to go in the hole, just, don't go in it. At least for tracks like Thwomp Desert, it was scaled much, much better. And, players couldn't just drive in the background like that. I mean, they sort of could, but you also had to watch out for a bunch of obstacles. You see, that track was actually designed with Nintendo with their brains in, knowing what the heck they're doing. Even if the Wii's battle mode wasn't the greatest, it's still better than this. And that's another thing that I forgot to talk. Not forgot. That's another thing that I need to mention about this battle track. Why did they do this instead of just bringing back Thwomp Desert? That would have made way more sense than having this brand new track. It's like they tried to merge Thwomp Desert and Chain Chomp Wheel all together into one. And I mean, I guess it's kind of cool in a way. I mean, it's better than the other ones we talked about. But at the same time, just bring back Thwomp Desert. We only got two retro tracks in this game, and one of them being utter garbage, the other one being a butchered remake. So just bring back Thwomp Desert, because I will say, if this track was actually Thwomp Desert, like, get rid of the Chain Chomp and put in the Thwomp, this would probably be my favorite retro track. Because besides players driving around in the background and it being too big, it didn't get too butchered otherwise. Because you still have the big hole in the middle, which acts as a good obstacle, plus the Thwomp, but they just chose not to use it. So this is the track that we're giving the trophy to. Say it with me, everybody. Wasted potential. Yeah, Nintendo. Typical Nintendo. What else need I say? And I will say this battle track, like I said, is better than the other ones. It is scaled better. I mean, it does have the Thwomp Desert song, so there's that. And Thwomp Desert song remix sounds really good as well. But other than that, nothing else I gotta say. It's just another Mario Kart World battle track. Yeah, let's get to my favorite battle track, which that would be Dino Dino Jungle. Yeah, this one has to be my favorite, honestly, out of all the battle tracks in Mario Kart World, and it isn't even that terribly good of a battle track. But there's just one little thing that makes this track the best, and that is the scaling actually feels decent. It's actually not bad for once. The scaling and the size actually feels pretty good. Yeah, granted, you are driving in the background a lot of the off-course, so I really don't like that about this track, and that's what, once again, pushes it down from being a good battle track, is the fact that you see in the footage here, you're driving a lot in, the grass. What does grass do? It slows you down. Well, then just don't drive in the grass. Well, okay, we can drive around the pathways, but then it just feels like a track. You see, that's the problem. Nintendo didn't properly build these, battle tracks. And it's a shame that we're at number one, and I'm still talking a lot of negative about the battle tracks. But honestly, this is Nintendo's fault. They're the ones who decided to create these battle tracks, not me. I'm just stating my opinion on these battle tracks, and personally, most of them suck. This one has to be the best due to the scaling itself. And another thing I noticed is that the song is the Double Dash battle theme, which obviously the song ain't as good as the original, but I would say this song and this track makes the most sense because it's the track. There's a track in Mario Kart Double Dash and in Mario Kart Wii called Cookie Land. And that track was known as one of the smallest battle tracks of all time. It's honestly a really fun one. It's like the baby park of battle tracks. So it's very overhated, honestly. And that was the smallest, battle track in Mario Kart Double Dash and in Mario Kart Wii and in Mario Kart Tour, because they brought back a Mario Kart Tour as well. And this battle track is the smallest battle track in Mario Kart World. So it's kind of ironic how the smallest battle track in Wii and in Tour were the ones that got, and then they're the ones that had that Cookie Land song in it. And this is the smallest one in Mario Kart World, and it also has that same tune. So, I mean, it only makes sense because it is the smallest one. And honestly, there is some chaos to be found. Sometimes there is a lot of characters driving around and stuff. Once again, it's probably scaled once again a little too big, but this is much better than anything else that we have talked about so far. And honestly, even when I first did the battle tracks, I told myself this was the best one, because this is the one that was actually scaled properly to the drivers. And it's one that, yeah, even though it is referencing a track, it honestly does kind of feel like it belongs in a battle track. Well, sort of. I mean, like I said before, there is still a lot of this grass section that could be removed with the actual track. You see, if Nintendo actually took the time to actually, you know, construct these battle tracks better, then it wouldn't be quite so bad. But the fact that they just, you know, basically what they did was they closed their eyes, pointed to the map in Mario Kart World, and were like, yep, that's where the battle track will be taken. That's literally what they did. They didn't change many things about it. They added a few blocks up to block people off from driving anywhere else, but other than that, I mean, it's basically, you know, the intermission tracks or even actual tracks, but just with a few little differences to make it work for battle mode. So, yeah, with all that, this is my favorite battle mode track from Mario Kart World. And it's a shame because it isn't even that good. Yeah, it isn't even that good. If I would be nice to it, I'd give it a C. If I'd be mean to it, it'd be like a low C minus or even a D plus. Like, that's a shame that none of these could crack above average. This one I'd probably give it a C, like exactly a C, because it is better than a lot of those other ones. But at the same time, look at Lunar Colony. They could have brought that back from Arcade Deluxe. Instead they brought Moo Moo Meadows back from the original. Wasted potential there, Nintendo. And I'm sure anyone could tell you that. Well, with that was me ranking all the battle tracks in Mario Kart World. Here's to hoping that they fix these battle tracks, because this is pathetic. Like, this is ridiculous, Nintendo. Come on. You're trying to make this $80 game, and this is what battle mode looks like. And it's not just even the fact that the battle tracks suck, but they just took out so much that everyone liked about the originals. Like, for starters, obviously, unlike Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you can't choose, you know, what items you have at play. You can't choose how long you want the round. It's always 3 minutes, and they got rid of all the fun battle modes. It's just balloon battle and coin runners. But no, Nintendo didn't want to make it feel exactly like the Mario Kart 8 battle mode, so it's okay, we'll bring coin runners in. Yeah. Screw Renegade Roundup or Ball Bone Blast. Those items were so 7 years ago when we did Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Well, I mean, you can do whatever you want with it, but just a note, it ain't as good as the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe one. And that's honestly, in my opinion, probably the worst battle mode out of any Mario Kart game that I've seen, minus the original Mario Kart 8. But this is probably the second worst out of all of them, honestly. I'd take Mario Kart Tour's battle mode, because at least that one, you're actually doing battle tracks. Yeah. Nothing else, honestly, I have to say. Down and Down Jungle is my favorite. And it's not even close to some of the actual really good battle tracks, even. Man, honestly, it wasn't that fun going back to looking at all those battle tracks and seeing all the wasted potential, all the butchered, and just the way Nintendo treated battle mode in this Mario Kart. So once again, here's to hoping that any DLC we get fixes battle mode. Please and thank you. Sincerely, every single Nintendo fan out there. I'm not kidding. Anyway, with that, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I will see you guys next time. So, I hope you guys have a great day.